I'm just stopping and starting the camera.
Okay.
Making sure it's running. Yep. So, what the miracle of New Guinea is, Pam, is that I have mentioned it to you before, but just for the record here, the date was the 22nd of October 2008, and if you add 1521 days to that, you get the last crossing over date of the last day of this gigantic chronograph of time that we're moving through, which is called the fullness of time. So our movement into New Guinea was very, very substantial.
Excuse me, Brian?
Yeah.
Kelly?
Yeah.
Please go back in line.
Good.
Devil?
Yeah.
Yes, we're here.
Okay, I'm going to switch you along.
I love it. This is the ultimate checkmate, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you there, Conlon?
Yes, yeah.
We just had another earthquake today.
You've had another earthquake. This is...
Another earthquake today?
I believe there was one in Taiwan.
Well, you know about the
Taiwan, I believe, 4.4.
Yeah, if you look at Yahweh's videos, Brian's videos, he explains how the Haitian earthquake occurred and what was the cause of it. He had to precisely define what it was.
It's hard, right? The former Black Ops operation up in Alaska was on Disney.
Right, there's more than one sister throughout the world. Yahweh, knows all about that. Whatever you want to ask him, he has the answer for it there.
Okay.
Brian?
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Yahweh. Hey, Yahweh, how you doing?
No, I'm good. Good.
The end of time is here, right?
Absolutely, yes. The fullness of time is the crossing over the Milky Way galaxy on the 21st of December 2012. That's it.
What really makes us, I'm listening to this as not really my established system saying this. What makes him so special? Why, I mean, what if he is the Antichrist in his time? You know? Right. Why is he might, why would he should be such death? If in this current time, in this hard time, everybody wants to be the leader. Everybody wants to say, okay, follow me, this is the right way to do it. This stuff is such a good call for humanity. But if this person doesn't have all the power in the world,
Can you...
this person will go to hell. What separates you from just a good guy? Yeah. Are you on medication?
Well, I tell you what, Lance, you go in and watch those 500 videos of mine and then come back and ask the question next week, and I think you'll have answered it yourself.
Well, that's your homework.
That's the homework.
I know it's good in your 5 years, especially with your studies, so...
Look,
You
let's...
need to take a little bit of time out there for God. It's self-evident who he is. And
But it's a real thing. I mean, we're seeing so many different things come out right now as far as the information about, like, the Federal Reserve, about HARP. These are real, they're not conspiracies. They're reality.
Well, that's right.
Why is it coming? That's what I'm saying. We're in Revelation because things are being revealed to us.
exactly.
Well, it's all predicted, isn't it? So,
It is falling into place. It is falling into place. When you think of the word Revelation, things are being revealed. Now, we have a wide cross-section of listeners. Some people aren't as well and informed as we are, or as I am. And obviously not as you or family, Yahweh.
yeah, that's quite right, but we...
The real basic principles of your teaching is, Jesus' teaching was to go into your community and to help people, right?
That's all you got to do. Now, in North America, you've got the FEMA camps, between 600 and 800 of them. You've got the straw man. If you looked it up on the internet, I've got a free download of a book that I've written at lulu.com. It's called The Straw Man Burneth. Sorry, Straw Man Burneth. Read that, and you'll find that the Federal Reserve Bank is owned by the Rothschilds and several other groups out of America, and in particular to London. And you have a fortune tied up with your birth certificate. Birth certificate is actually a death certificate. That is why there's wars and people die, and there's diseases, and I'll get into diseases in a moment. So what happens is that when you are born, $1 million or so is put into an account through Washington to go onto the stock market, and that sits there, and when you die, you are the straw man. That goes back to the government. So this is what it's all about. Well, it's when you sign for a credit card or any mortgage, they are taking the money straight out of your account. You are given your own money to pay off by your taxation. It is the most gross evil thing that you could possibly imagine, but this is what the governments do. So every government in the English-speaking world, at least, are involved in that. Now, that is why your politicians are all bought and paid for.
When you're born, you're saying that there's money allocated for it.
That's right.
The minute you're born.
The minute you're born, well, within 49 days, your mother fills out the forms from the hospital or wherever to go to the registrar and register you as a baby born. Now, when that registrar gets hold of that application, it's taken before a Supreme Court judge in closed quarters, and the judge asks if that name, your name, is here in the court, and of course you don't answer, and then you are declared intestate. What that means is you are dead without a will. So anyone who dies in the modern world and they don't have a will, it becomes the government's responsibility to take it into intestate, and then they assign the people that would be normally your inheritors, might be your daughter and son and relatives. In the case of the straw man account, however, that could be worth, like, say I'm 66 years old now, I'm probably worth $180 million because it's been on the stock market since I was born, 49 days after I was born, and that is called your birth certificate. It comes from the maritime law that rules all nations, and what it means is a ship is drawn out of the water onto dry land. It's giving a birthing certificate so that the goods on board the ship can be sold. That's standard marine law. So when a baby comes out of the mother's womb, out of the water, onto dry land, it is giving a birth certificate. That number is your straw man, and you become a non-entity. You are declared dead, and that is what the book of Revelation 666 is all about. You can't buy and sell unless you're declared dead. That's the mark of the beast. So every country that's in the Western world has it. The mark of the beast is that number. Your birth certificate.
A lot of people believe that it's going to be implemented through an RFID chip. I mean, what is the mark of the beast?
Oh no, that's just smoke and mirrors. You've already got it. You've had it ever since you were born. So you can't trade on the stock market without it.
They identify you then, that you're not the one.
Well,
will it be a thumb can or what?
Well, you don't need any of that. That is all smoke and mirrors, as I say. You've already got your death certificate, which is called your birth certificate. That's it. Your number and your tax file number is what you pay it off with. They have loaned money on your name as a dead person, as a straw man, which means you have no soul, and that is now registered on the US stock market in the commerce section and traded in the likes of Forex, which is an international currency trading these days. Forex market, or anything where they can make money off you, that's been traded.
Stock, bond, yeah.
Stock, everything. Stock, bonds, you name it. So at the end of your life, that money is then put back into the coffers of the government. And your family don't know about it, you didn't know about it, that you were a dead entity all those years, so that when you sign for a loan, it is automatically, the money is manufactured on your signature out of your account. And then they get you to pay it off and pay taxes all your life. That goes back to 1913 or so.
You're enslaved.
You're enslaved. Absolutely, everyone's enslaved and don't know it. And that's your mark of the beast.
Is that what it means by we're born into bondage?
You're born into bondage.
Right, and that's
what hell is.
That's deep revelations right there.
Hey?
A lot of different interpretations for what that means. That you're
Well,
born into bondage.
well, you've got to remember this, that if you quote from the Bible, you've got a bit of a problem there, because it is a Freemason translation from a Catholic translation of selected words and deletions of what they wanted to say. One of the biggest deceptions is Jesus will be coming in the clouds on a horse. Right? The other one is that you're going to rise up and float up into heaven to meet Jesus